Hello YouTube, on this beautiful spring day, the last day of my spring break. My son actually went back to school yesterday. He had an issue with the same bitch ass teacher. Had a whole meeting. I just told that hoe, you better apologize to my son, otherwise you're gonna continue having problems. And the way, I don't know, I'm a millennial mom, so I don't believe in that respect your elder shit. No. Respect is earned, not given. And the person who texted me about the scenario, she was like, yep. So she already know, like, I knew it was going to go down, because no, you can't keep coming at a kid, and you think the kid going to respect you. And it's like, with these charter schools, they need to have mandatory experience with children. I don't know how people get jobs with kids. Like, even before I was a para, I had experience with kids outside my son. Everybody is not destined to work with kids. Just because you got your master's degree and your license and your certification, okay, you might be smart, but if kids don't like you, you should not be a teacher, straight up and down. Like, you need to be kid friendly. So I don't know how these teachers get these jobs. And I think they just hire anybody, it seemed like. But it's like, it's a high school. These are not elementary kids. It's not do as I say because I'm an adult. No, respect is earned, not given. So I was like, I'm going to hear all about it. My son going to tell me. And I told her, I said, you better apologize to me. I was like, you should apologize. And it was just, the meeting was so interesting because listen to your kids. And I can't stress this enough to parents. Listen to your children. Your children are going to tell you what's up. And the meeting was so crazy because the dean, he was talking way too much. I'm like, yo, does he talk to his girl like that? Like, just very narcissistic. And that's a lot of men. They just like don't want to hear it, don't want to hear your side. I stayed, and I'm so proud of myself because I stayed quiet a lot of the times. And then when I have something to say, it's, oh, you argumentative. And it's not just personal situations, it's like professional too. So I normally stay quiet. In the meeting that we had, I came out, I was like, you know, da-da-da-da-da. And the teacher said, yeah, I know I was wrong. I said, yeah, you were wrong. And you need to apologize to my son. She chose not to do it, and that's her choice. But at the end of the day, when you don't apologize, and you have to deal with that person, whether it be a coworker, a student, guess what? You're going to always clash. You're always going to bump heads. So even if you feel like you didn't do nothing wrong, you should still apologize just to make peace. And we live in a world of no one wants to say I'm sorry. Nobody cares about how people feel. That's not how you're going to make it, especially working with kids. And I told it, and right now, the school I work at, I was telling the teacher, she's been a teacher for many years. I said, you're not going to win. Like, you're not going to win. The kid is acting up, and yeah, he's in the wrong, but you taking his toys and you ripping up his awards in front of his face, that's going to exacerbate the behavior. Like, your negative energy and your negativity is going to make him, you know, it's going to make it worse. Like, and I don't think teachers, I'm not going to say teachers nowadays, but I feel like teachers in general, like, even back in my day, you had teachers that was just different. That was just weird. Like, why is you working with kids? I had one particular English teacher, I think I told y'all, she was evil, and she has mental health issues because it comes out on her Facebook. Like, when she had a baby, she was like, oh my God, I'm having a baby. Oh my God. Like, she was just like, couldn't handle it. And then, like, she's a stalker to her baby father. And it's like, she's a grown ass woman. She's like in her 40s by now. Because she was in her 20s when she was my teacher. So she got to be in her 40s, 50s now. And the maturity level just isn't there. And we all looking like, you see, we knew something was wrong with Miss Hicks, but we didn't know what it was. Mental health is so crazy. If you think the person's crazy, they are. 9 times out of 10. And then it's like when you sit them down and you're like, yo, did you just hear what you just said? Like the way they process, because like my coworker, we was talking about like her son is autistic, so like he don't process information well, lack of empathy. What's another sign? It's just not there with them. Like they could see somebody getting hit by a car, instead of them being like, oh snap, oh shit, like what happens to them, whatever, they'll just like have no emotion and they'll just like no emotion. Whether as a normal person, I'm gonna be like, miss, are you okay? Like da da da. Like it's human nature. I don't have to know you to have empathy, but it's not in them because that's the autism. And then it's like, that's what I really wanted to talk about today. Like, is it evilness, or is it just that people don't give a fuck, or is it real pure evil? Specifically people who work with kids, like, and my father had said something, and at first I was like, what you talking about, daddy? But he made a lot of sense. He said, you got people who join the police department, because my father worked for the police department 31 years, and my uncle, he's a retired detective. My father's a retired 911 operator. My cousin is an investigator, and I have a bunch of cousins that was cops and stuff, all in the force. And they could always look up people for me and all that good stuff. So, so my father said something I'll never forget. He said, you have people who join the police department to be bullies. They was punks in high school, and they literally joined the force to be bullies. They literally join, just to bully people. And I feel like you got people who join the Department of Ed because they had no good teachers, and so they turn into, and just like people who, I know there's people who want kids so badly, they had messed up childhoods and they want to put that trauma on somebody else. They purposely, it's not that they want kids, it's they want to fuck up somebody's life. And the same people who be so desperate for kids, they so fucking miserable. They so like, what the fuck you want kids for? Just to fuck up their life? Just to treat them like shit and neglect them like how you was? Like, make it make sense. I'm happy that I didn't repeat the cycle. I'm happy that my son is a world-rounded child. Now, unfortunately, his father, he's mean to him, and I have to overcompensate for that. And it's sad, how he treats him. And his father actually has 3.5 kids. My son is the firstborn. So it's like you having all these kids, but what are you doing? You're creating little baby trauma juniors, really. You're traumatizing people. For what? Get healed first, And that's what my message is today. Whether you're a teacher, whether you having kids or whatever, heal first. Don't bring kids into the world, or don't become a teacher and you having all these issues and you don't even know why. Children are very precious. Children are a gift from God. They're a gift. You don't have to work with kids. You don't have to have kids. You got people who cannot have children. Literally, they barren. They cannot have children, right? And they would love to have a child, And it's just a shame because, But I just wanted to talk about that because that text message was just so funny to me. Like, Antonio said the F word. Oh, my son has never said the F word to any teacher ever. Because in charter school, they tell you every little thing. And in public school, I wouldn't have even gotten a notification. It's like, it's high school. They're going to say the F word. I remember I cursed out my teacher in high school because she, embarrassed my friend for, not having the funds to go to prom. So, yes, I went in on my teacher. I'm like, yo, she coming from a single-parent household. Her mother didn't have help from nobody. Not the father, nobody. It was just her and her mom. So So I got on my English teacher like, yo, what, like, you supposed to be an educator, you supposed to encourage us. Why you putting, Chanel, my friend's name was Chanel, why you putting her down? Like, yeah, she got her flaws, but what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, so then the administration was like, calm down, you don't talk to your English teacher like that. I'm like, yeah, but like, she going, like, why are you going in on somebody? Because, basically from what you heard from another friend, I had a friend that he was obnoxious and he didn't like Chanel from the gate. So he was going in, and I was like, yo, but her as a teacher, I felt like, you're a teacher, you shouldn't be going in on a student because they don't have the funds for prom. Like, she was just going in on her and just embarrassing her, and I didn't appreciate it. So yes, I cursed her out. So it's high school, it is what it is. People want to point the finger like, oh well, and my son never curses out an adult. Never, ever, 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 ever. So for him to curse her out, it was a good reason. And I told that hoe, I said, if you don't apologize to Antonio, the situation between y'all is going to get worse and worse and worse. It's going to get worse because he's your student. You have to deal with him whether you like it or not, and vice versa. And I told him the same thing. But he did tell me that you did not apologize to him. So, yeah, that text message I got, what? My son said the F word? Nah, she must have really did something. And then she accuses him of playing with a tampon. I was like, so, he's a teenage boy, 15 years old. Why would you think that he's playing with a tampon, first of all? So the dean interrupts and he's like, well, he's known for, I'm like, well, can she speak? Like, are you her lawyer or her man? Which one is the one? Which one is the, like, it was, like, I was so calm in that meeting. I was proud of myself because when I first heard it, I was ready to throw bows. But the meeting, we had it on the April 10th, the holiday. So I was calm by then. I was like, okay, I had my notes written down. I was ready. I said, do you feel like that was an effective way to deal with the situation? I'm like, because, I've been in meetings, so I know how to conduct one. I had my questions lined up. I said, well, that's not how you deal with kids, bro. Like, and you could just tell she never worked with kids before, but it's like, you don't accuse someone because, oh, he's known for playing. Okay, but when did that situation happen? That situation happened how many months prior with him supposedly playing with papers, which is not true. She made an assumption. I said that's not good to make an assumption. So because he did something months or weeks prior, you automatically think he's playing with, why would he play with a tampon? Like, really be serious. Why would a teenage boy, right? Why would he be playing with a tampon? And then when you found out the truth, you didn't apologize to him. And this is a month later, we having this meeting, and you still didn't apologize to him. Now it's a month later, we going into May 1st, you still didn't apologize, and now he cursed your ass out. So whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Oh, he shouldn't be cursing out no adult. That's the text message I get. Well, yeah. But at the end of the day, and she couldn't help but to agree, like, at the end of the day, respect is earned, not given. I don't teach my son, oh, just respect someone because they're an adult. No, give them the same energy. And if they don't respect you, they don't need to be in your life. Man, woman, dog, whatever. I don't care. If a person don't respect you, and when I say respect, listen to you, care about you, and that's how you genuinely feel like you don't need them in your life, that's that. Now, I did tell him to ignore her. I was like, as much as possible, you need to ignore her. Though that be your teacher, just keep the peace. You're there to pass a class. You're not there to... And then she said, oh, I honestly like Antonio. I said, you liking a student is neither here nor there, and the student should never feel that. So that right there lets me know immaturity. Like, it's not about who like who. It's not about that. It's not about that at all. It's not about who like who and, oh, you like him as a student. So you're telling me if you didn't like him, what? A child should never know who you like and who you don't like. You're not supposed to, and I told her to her face, you're not supposed to like or dislike any student. They're your students. That's just like with even coworkers too. You're not supposed to like or dislike your coworkers. They're coworkers. Like, I don't understand people's brain function. Like, even when I was a kid, my father was like, oh, your 4th grade teacher don't like you. I'm like, what? Like, I knew that wasn't the truth. But, first of all, my 4th grade teacher honestly was the best teacher I had because she pushed me to read, right? She was honestly, she pushed me to do greater things. Yeah, I used to get in trouble for talking, but she pushed me to do greater things, So those type of teachers, yes, they the best because they push you into the positive direction. But teachers, you're not supposed to like or dislike your students. You might have some students that's hard. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you're gonna have some students that's gonna be like, why did I do this job? But again, you're still supposed to maintain professionalism. Like, I don't understand people. Oh, I don't like this one. I don't like that one. So you still it's a job. And I don't think people realize that, like, it is a job. Clock in, clock out, be professional. I've worked in so many different situations where people complimented my work ethic and they like, oh, this is perfect setting for you. Like, no, I'm just being professional. I'm just doing my job. That doesn't mean I like it. Or even I did security for 5 years. Did I like it? Hell no. It's boring. But I always got compliments because I did what the fuck I was supposed to do. I did what I was. Yeah, so I just got some Clorox. And the Clorox is $11. What in the fuck is the world coming to? I ran out because I use bleach to like mop my floors. I use the Pine Sol, but then I like to use the bleach after to like double, triple sure that it's clean, and to also clean the mop as well. So yeah, I don't use Clorox. If anything else, it makes my skin itch. So, and plus I don't wear white clothes like that. But yeah, back to what I was saying. So yes, I did security for 5 years. And every single supervisor always complimented me, whether it's Steiner Studios, Barclays. They was like, yo, she's good. Da, 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 da. Did I like the job? No, but I'm a professional. Even I love my son, don't get me wrong. People always say, oh, you're a good mom. You're a good mom. I ain't having no more. So just because I'm good at it, that doesn't mean I'm going to do it again and again. You know what I mean? So that's why my whole thing, like, do your job. Like, I don't understand people. Like, do your job. Stop being emotional with these kids because guess what? These kids don't care. And I think I did a video with y'all to let y'all know. I worked at a school named PS 137 and that was a blessing because I think I told y'all I came in the DOE as a young lady and now I'm a grown ass woman because there's so many lessons that I've learned about life and everything else in between. And a para told me, she's, had 20 years on me. She said, let me tell you something, Crystal. Clock in and you better clock out. Don't take anything in with you because these kids do not care. They don't. And they'll say it to your face too. So at the school PS 137, this is pre-pandemic, like 2018, 18 into 19. Like when I went back to school, I was at this, working at this school. Do you not know that a teacher passed away from smoke inhalation? They laughed. They made fun of the situation. The art teacher made a memorial. They ripped it down. And even the art teacher got on them like, yo, y'all are so disrespectful, da-da-da. I said that to say this. You sit there and stress yourself and you die, they're gonna laugh. They don't care. So at the same token, put yourself first. I'm not saying it's all kids, because some kids are respectful. But you cannot get all emotional and worked up and bent out of shape And half of these kids don't even care. And that's the reality, right? And then on top of that, you talking about who you like, who you don't like, but you'll be out of a job. And that's why I don't understand about a lot of charter school teachers. Is like, you're not union, boo. You could lose your job tomorrow and you won't be able to go to another uncommon or whatever. They don't allow that. See, that's the difference. That's the advantage with DOE. I could get fired, go to the next school, go to the next school, go to the next school. Charter school now, once you get fired, that's it. You cannot come back, or whatever. You could go to another charter, but let's say if you at uncommon and you get fired, guess what? They're not gonna let you work at another uncommon. You're done. It's a divorce. It's not a separate. See, DOE and the police department too, they give you a chance. You get to these charter schools, is not union. So that's why I'm like, y'all going so hard and y'all not union. So it's like, and the teacher is so funny because when I met her, she was all mousy and short, like, hi, Miss Mouse. Like, that's what made it so shocking. And even the social worker was like, huh? Her? Yeah, it's like, and I was like, yo, do y'all do quality reviews? Like, y'all should have somebody come into the room to observe her. I said it right to their face. You need to have a quality, public school does it, and it's kind of good. They have reviews where they come into the room and, and they observe the teachers. They's like, oh, they do that. I said, because the fact that y'all are oblivious to her behavior towards students shows that y'all are not watching her. Like, everybody needs to be watched. Sorry, not sorry. Everybody needs to be watched, because especially when you're dealing with children, and then it looks like, oh, he's the villain. The child is the villain. Like, no. Sometimes the children do tell the truth. I'm saying a lot. 22 minutes. I try to make it short and sweet as much as possible. But yeah, like, for some people, it's not all there. People are getting into these jobs for the wrong reasons. Yes, it's an inflation, but do it for the right reasons. Don't do it because your rent went up, or no, do it for the right, proper reasons, because it's going to show. When you're not in something for the right reasons, it's going to come out. It's going to come out, and that's all I want to do. Whether it be a relationship, a marriage, parenthood, whether it be teaching, make sure you heal first. Number one, I can't stress that enough. Like, you have to heal first before you could be anybody's companion, before you could. And my problem is, with my exes, I kept dating people that were emotionally unavailable. So yeah, I was a girl, but mentally and emotionally they was not ready. It just wasn't. And then my ex, I think I told y'all, he's married. Like, after I broke up with him, 13 months, not years, 13 months later, he got married. So he's like, oh, I can't live without you, and I love you so much. Yeah, that was all fake, because you got married. And then when I asked him about it, he's like, oh, like, he don't even remember why I broke up with him. And I wasn't going to remind him either. But he's like, oh, the long distance and XYZ. Like, that's not why we broke up, bro. That's not why I broke up with you. But if that's what you want to believe, then you go right ahead. So that's all. I can't stress that enough. Heal first. And it's like, a lot of people walking around and they are not healed. And they say things, and it's like, yo, do you hear yourself talking, bro? And when you tell people, like, yo, something's wrong with you, bro, like, I've said that to so many people, and they like oblivious, like, duh. Like, yo, that's not normal, bro. That's not how you, and like, yo, that's how you process information? Like, that's the world you live in? Really, bro? Sis? I'm talking to my sisters too, because some of y'all are crazy too. You know, I think I told y'all, a girl, we have a mutual friend, and she crazy. Like, she asked me to follow her boyfriend's wife. I'm like, first of all, if you really love that man, if you really cared about that man, you would want him to be happy, okay? That's what real love is. To love is to let go. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. I'm not gonna lie. You know, especially when you fall in love with the person, or you don't even, for me, I don't have to be in love. I invested time and energy in you. But like, if you see that he posted a picture with any chick, especially his wife, what more? She's like, oh, I need more proof. What more proof do you need? First of all, he lied to you about being married. So the fact that he lied to you about his relationship status proves that something's going on. Because he could have just told you, yeah, I'm married, but we going through problems. Right? Let you make that decision as a woman if you want to be involved in a situation. Right? If he was, you know. So he didn't tell you. You find out he's married and you still mess with him. A picture gets posted up by her. Next thing you know, you're blocked. Yeah, because he told her to block you. And it's funny because I had went through a similar situation. I was like, yo, sis, my ex told me to block my thing because his alleged ex-wife, oh, she's looking at your page. I said, yo, don't you think you should put your foot down, bro? And tell her, like, you know, like, let her know, like, yo, XYZ. You know, why, you know, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, if the fact that she could come to your face and tell you that she's stalking my page, that shows that you have no respect for me or our relationship. And I'll never forget it because it was on my birthday. We were coming back we had an awesome night. We went out to eat to Washington Heights, and then we drove to New Jersey to see Brian McKnight. We come back and, you know, wonderful night. Just a wonderful, like in the movies, like blissful night. I wore my purple shimmery dress from Zara. It was just a wonderful, wonderful night. And then we're laying in bed and he's like, oh yeah, my ex-wife. And I go like this, oh, she's stalking your page. Can you please make your sirens? It's the city. Some action is always going on. But yeah, that's all you hear in the East New York, Brownsville. If you know, you know. But yeah, so he's like, oh, can you make your thing private? Because she told me she's looking at your page and da-da-da-da and everything you doing. And I said, good, she should be inspired. And even the brother was like, yeah, she going back to church. Hallelujah. So she's inspired. I love to inspire. Like, I don't put, and that's what pissed me off, because I'm like, yo, I don't post you. I post you 2 times when we went to Puerto Rico out of the 3 years we was together. So what is she looking for? Like, and then the fact that you won't stand up for me as a man to say, yo, stop stalking her page. The fact that she can come to you, because at the end of the day is the way you carry yourself as a man. The fact that she could come to you and tell you that she's stalking my page, yeah, y'all got something going on, because there's no way. There's no way. And after that, I just didn't trust him no more. Sure enough, he posts up a picture of her. And I told him, congrats. Like, that's the first thing I said. Congratulations, y'all back together. Yeah, I'm not a hater. If that's what if you like it, I love it. I tell anyone, like, congratulations. Like, he's like, oh, nah, I don't want her. Yeah, but you told me how you was blowing up her phone. You admitted that because she wasn't picking up her phone. You called her and her man phone, which is weird. Then I'm seeing messages between you and her, and y'all inappropriate messages. Something that you shouldn't be doing when you're in a relationship, like just very inappropriate. And even if she wasn't your ex-wife, but it was, I'm not gonna say it hurt, but I was disappointed, like, because he made it seem like he was so into me and da-da-da. I knew it was bullshit. Like, see, that's the thing with me. Nobody could really hurt me because I've been there, done that. And it's not even because of my age. It's just my father raised a smart woman. Like, my father just prepared me for everything. And so when I go through stuff, it's like I get into fender benders. I don't get into car crashes. Like, some women, they're like, oh my God, I can't live no more. I'll be like, okay, that's cool, that's nice, that's cute, and I move on. Like, it's not that I don't care, but I'm not gonna let you know that. Like, I'm not gonna, and my mother taught me that too. Like, you never let a nigga know, like, specifics of how you really feel, because they'll take that and run with it. And they'll admit to you, and if he's a narcissist, he'll admit to you, like, yeah, I did that on purpose. I did that to hurt you. You can't hurt me. It's like killing a vampire. I'm already dead. Like, I'm not dead, I'm alive. I'm very happy. But it's like, you can't really, like, I've been there, done that. I'm not naive. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when that happened, it was like, yo, congratulations, y'all back together? He's like, nah, da-da-da. Then he said he didn't know how to, what he said? He didn't know how to delete the photo. So I sent him a screenshot. I told him over the phone. And when he came over, I showed him on his phone. Mind you, he is a genius with computers. I say that because when I had a virus on my laptop when I was in school, he fixed it. I didn't have to go to the Geek Squad or any of that at Best Buy. No, my ex fixed it with his own hands. So the fact that he said, oh, I don't know how to delete a photo on Instagram, and this is the same woman who you say is crazy. This is the same woman who you say you don't want. This is the same woman who you did disappearing acts on. This is the same woman who gave birth to your second daughter and you didn't want it, or her. You just spoke so negatively about this person, but you're posting a picture of her. So for me, that was the last straw, because a picture says 1,000 words. That nigga was happy, and that's what I asked her. I said, did he look happy in that picture? Really look at the picture. She's like, yes, he actually does look happy. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Oh, but he ain't posted. She did. It doesn't matter who posted it. The fact is that the picture was taken. It was with his wife. It was not with a random chick. It was with his wife, and they look happy. So at that point, you have to move on. She's like, oh, I need more proof. Can you add her? She's not gonna, she don't know me. So, and I'm like, well, who approves? I said, your mother approves of this relationship? Like, have her do it. I'm like, you know, and that's what made me move on from my ex too, because my parents would never approve of me being with somebody like that. Like, I never even told my father about the relationship. You know, if he watching this. Yeah, but, you know, I think I told y'all, I look at my parents like the Obamas. Like, they are so important to me. And they're very religious. So I would never present garbage to them. A lot of the little scenarios I've been through, I've never told them because it's garbage, you know, and I know that that's not what they will want from my life. My father raised me to be a certain type of person, to have self-respect. So, and sometimes we lose that because we want a man, but yeah. But I'm saying a lot, and I've said a lot. I'm in the store, but yeah. Mental health is very important. And a lot of people in general just they're not where you at, so you have to forgive them and move on. You know, a lot of people are not emotionally mature. You know, and this is all ages. This has nothing to do with No, there's people older than me and they're not emotionally mature. They do something and it's like they'll twist it on you. It's like, what? I know I ain't crazy, you know, or like I at least have empathy to say, you know what, you was offended, I'm sorry. And that's a part of being an adult. And that's why I teach my son all the time, like, being an adult is not about money and having your own, and that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing. I love having my own. But being an adult is also manning up or putting your big drawers on and saying you're sorry. And if you cannot do that, you are not grown. And those are my thoughts.